If you were thinking of watching this movie, don't. Welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Nwabi, and as per usual I am here to Nwabisa on this beautiful and lovely evening, shooting at night today. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do not leave without pressing that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you can get notified every time I upload a new video. If you're not new to my channel, thank you so much for coming back, and I hope you all enjoy today's video. So what's happening in today's video is I am trying something new on my channel. I have kind of given it somewhat of a rebrand because my channel is going in a different direction than what I thought it would initially go in. So I'm trying something new. I am a person who loves watching movies. I love watching movies. I love watching series. I love binging. Just binging is in my spirit. Like binging, I always like chat to my friends whenever they want to try out a new series, and I always tell them about it. And I thought, you know what, I love reviewing series. I love reviewing movies to my friends. I love live tweeting when I'm watching and I'm sharing my opinion to everyone else. So I thought, you know what, why don't I do it on my channel? And I've really been inspired. This idea didn't come from me specifically in terms of how I review movies and series on my channel. I was really inspired by two makeup artists actually, Rob Walsh and Kenny JD. Yes, I'm gonna link their channels in the description box. Rob Walsh, what I know about him, he has a ghost story time, and what he does is he creates a look inspired by the ghost story time. And then Kenny JD, what she does is she reviews bad movies, and it's so basically get ready with me, but whilst she's reviewing bad movies. So on my channel, I'm going to be reviewing all types of movies and all types of series, not necessarily just bad ones. And I'm also going to be creating a look that is inspired by whatever series or by whatever movie that I am reviewing. So do not hesitate to suggest whatever movie or whatever series you'd like to see me review, and we'll get to it. So let's get started with this. I hope you guys enjoy this. Like, this is really a passion project of mine because I've been feeling very much inspired, and I just hope that it resonates, and I hope that it reflects and you can see it as my audience. I just hope that like you guys enjoy it and you guys like it. So today's movie is a movie that has been trending on Netflix for quite a while. It trended. I found out about it on Twitter and I was like, okay, this movie is trending. What is this? Let me watch. Because like when I was seeing what people were saying, they were like, oh, it's like a European 50 Shades of Grey, and it's like a 50 Shades of Grey with better sex scenes, because 50 Shades was like crap in terms of sex scenes and whatnot. So I was like, you know what, 50 Shades for me personally wasn't that great of a movie, but 365 is just a mess and a half. And if you were thinking of watching this movie, don't. Don't. But let's get through the review. So I am recreating Laura's look. So Laura is the character in 365. I'm recreating a look of hers that I'm going to be popping up over here so that you guys can see it. So that's what I'm going to be doing. Let's get started with this. So we get started. The movie starts we start the movie in, I think, Italy, and we are on an island and introduced to our main character here, our male main character, Massimo. And he's at this meeting that his father is heading, because his father is the head of the mafia, right? So he is kind of creepy, but Massimo is gorgeous. Let's just start there. He's like a gorgeous looking, beautiful man, and he's got some binoculars, and he's like at the sort of edge of this hotel place, whatever the place where they are. And so he's like at the edge, and he's just spying on this girl. Don't know who the girl is yet. That's already creepy, because the girl's like minding her own business. She's playing around at the beach, and Massimo is basically spying on her. And then his dad comes up and gives the, you know, the talk bar. You're gonna be taking over the company, you know, the cliche talk bar. You're going to be the head of this mafia real soon, sir. And so you need to be focused. You need to forget about the girls. You need to forget about the parties. It's just the basic start. It's not a bad start to this movie. So they're speaking and they're having this bonding session, okay, on this edge of a place, and Tatak is basically giving him words of wisdom. Definitely know when a significant family member gives you words of wisdom, he's probably gonna die. And guess what happens? He dies. This is so funny, because when we were panning into the movie, it showed around. It didn't really show anyone around. Like, it was like an island and this house is on its own. So how did he get shot from far edge? It would be understandable if, let's say, it's these people that are meeting with him, because he did have a little bit of a tiff-taff or riff-raff with the people he's meeting with. So it would have been understandable if it was them. But anyway, that happens. He gets shot. So we get into the next scene where it's 5 years later now, and Massimo is apparently the head of the what is this thing called? The head of the mafia, and he's at this business meeting, and we kind of get introduced as well to who's this girl? We get introduced to the girl of the movie, who's also the main character, which is Laura. We get introduced to Laura, and it's like this sort of parallel, and it's Massimo showing him his bad boss moves, and it's Laura on the other side of the meeting. She's at her own meeting, he's at his own meeting, but it's like a parallel kind of like split screen vibes, where he's showing he's a badass, she's showing she's a badass against these sexist co-workers of hers. Which, this part confuses me a little bit, because it's like, okay, we're getting shown that, okay, Laura can handle herself. She's this queen boss ass bitch that can, you know, sort herself out amongst the men of the company, and, you know, she's got all this grit, and she is a bad. But it never gets referenced again. Just like, I have so many questions about this movie. It's that bad. So anyway, so Laura, after this meeting, goes home, and we have the next scene where we see that she is in an unsatisfactory like relationship, where like she wants all this passion, and her boyfriend is like a boring galore. Like basically umntu wakhe kumfonyozi ofonyoza ongenayo kwaxesha le passion. Like uLaura yena ufuna ukuthrow her against the wall. Umntu wakhe is like, girl, you've got a heart problem, so no. And also the heart problem, why are we and you know what's annoying me? It's the fact that like these movies are like, this girl has to be in such a passionless relationship so that it excuses her loving or her wanting and romanticizing basically like toxicity. It's like excusing, like, okay, she was in such a passionless relationship that was loveless and the guy was so boring, wasn't meeting her expectations, yet they were in a relationship for so long, and it's okay that this guy has got so many red flags, at least he brings passion. It's like, it's that vibe. That's what I'm like so annoyed about, because it's like, really? Like, really? We can't. It can't be. That's why people have these excuses of they're digmatized and stuff like that, because uzothi because passion ilapha ebedini. Passion is in the bed, guys. Because the passion is in bed, I'm going to accept all of this bad behavior, and I'm going to accept all of this behavior that is not okay. And it's like, why? But okay, we move on, and Laura's birthday in Italy, and they're at this hotel like place, and then her boyfriend has to totally be an asshole and a goofball, and that guy who doesn't care about anything but being funny, basically uthanda amehlo wethu umuntu wakhe. And then Laura's like annoyed, and then she's like, okay, no, let me go to the bathroom. And then she goes to the bathroom. She goes to the bathroom, and we get this.
Are you lost, baby girl?
Guys, no one says baby girl. Like, the script in this movie, it's like, what is going on? Like, I don't understand. Anyway, he says, are you lost, baby girl? And then he disappears into nowhere. And then we get to a scene where Laura now is at like the pool, and he has this she has this funny fight with her boyfriend. In a way, it's basically like a setup for her to like leave the place and go wandering off on her own. And she wanders. In her wandering, she goes to the beach, I think, and then after going to the beach, she like gets lost and she can't find her way back to the hotel. She's taken to God knows where, and she is kidnapped basically, right? And then he wakes up in this, she's basically in a castle. Guys, this gave me very much Beauty and the Beast, but like a porno version. So Laura wakes up in this castle place, and then she realizes the door's locked, and then someone unlocks the door. I think it's Massimo, I'm not even sure anymore. But someone unlocks the door, and she like gets out of the door, and she's like stressed, and she's like kind of like, where the hell am I? And as soon as she walks out, she walks into this passagey place, and then she gets into this nice golden looking room, and at the wall is a huge portrait of her face. That is weird. That is creepy. I don't even think anyone would like that. First of all, I am kidnapped. Next thing you know, I am in a place where I see my face. What is going on? And let us be honest, people, but if Massimo was a regular looking dude who was not rich, this film or this movie would have taken a totally different turn. Let us be totally honest. In fact, I would probably watch the movie where they are poor and they are ugly than watch this. But anyway, she walks in this, and then as soon as she sees this portrait of hers, Massimo turns up again with his famous line.
Ti sei persa, bambolina?
Anyway, so Massimo turns up. Are you lost, baby girl? That happens, and then Laura's like, oh, what am I doing here? She goes crazy, and she basically is like, dude, I'm not your property. Like, take me home. Like, I don't understand what you think you're doing. Why are you gonna freaking kidnap me? And then Massimo's like, wait, girl, you'll figure it out. Let me tell you the story. It's so incredible. And the story is not that incredible. He tells her about that day when his dad got shot. And it turns out Laura is the girl he was spying on in the binoculars. So he tells her about that day he got shot, and it was like he was dying, and all he could see was her. It was the image of her. And I'm like thinking, okay, is Laura like, okay, in the movie, like it pans out and it shows I'm just gonna show the clip, but like, is Laura, I'm like confused, is she like hovering over him while he's shot, not calling for help, or is this all in his imagination? But anyway, we get shown this where all he could think about was Laura, and he has been looking for her all over the world, and he was shook, and he was like, you know, it was unbelievable that he bumped into her, or he saw her at the airport in Italy when they arrived for her birthday celebration. First of all, just because you saw me when you were dying, it does not mean you're entitled to get me. And why are you kidnapping me? You could be normal about things. Maybe look for me on Facebook or on Instagram. Pop in a DM. I mean, like, if you did this normally, this would have turned out so much better than what you're doing. And Laura basically has the same sense. Even if you saw me, that doesn't mean like I'm your property and everything. So she's got this attitude, and it's like, leave me alone, I don't want to be here. But that's what annoyed me about Laura's inconsistency and how they portrayed her in this movie, because they were like, okay, I don't want this, but I want this. She's like flirty, and then next thing she's not, and she's like, I'm a bad bitch, get me. And then she's like, no, you can't have me. It's like they're trying to give us like this image of her that's like, maybe she does deserve this, and that's not okay. Like, it's not okay to give us this like sort of portrayal where it's like, okay, maybe Laura is supposed to go through, or she deserves this thing that she's going through. No. And then he throws her around. Problematismo. He throws her around, and he's like, I am not gonna do anything to you without your permission. First of all, sir, you have kidnapped me, number one. Second of all, you have manhandled me more than once. Thirdly, he was rubbing her boob while he was doing that. So you've been touching me without permission, but you're not gonna rape me, and that's okay? Just because you're saying you're not gonna rape me, that is okay. So then we get to the story arc, basically, and he's like, okay, you know what? I am giving you 365 days. If you don't fall in love with me within 365 days, then I will let you go. First of all, sir, that is Stockholm Syndrome. That is not love. That is me being dependent now on you not killing me. Therefore, I comfort myself, or I try to bond with you. That is Stockholm Syndrome, sir. It is not love. You have kidnapped me. That love does not come consensually. Consent. This movie is very rapey. It's very, very rapey, and it's very sexual assaulty. And I think my problem with it is that it excuses a lot of behavior which would be sexual assault, or which is sexual assault in essence, and it excuses it a lot because he does not rape her. It's just cringe. I cringed throughout. First of all, the acting is not that great either. I don't know, Laura's attitude, I don't know, maybe they didn't want us to like her so that we could think that she deserves this, but her attitude is very brat-like. I don't get it. That's why I'm saying that in that first scene when she was in the meeting, she was like this bad who could handle herself around a lot of men, in terms of sexist men who have like backyard thinking. But okay, she's kidnapped, and I understand when you're kidnapped, you're scared and everything. But like the way in which she acts, it's like, girl, are you a child? Like, are you 12? Because like, That's what I'm saying. The movie's like very problematic because it's like, okay, she's giving us this vibe about, oh, I don't want him, but I want him. I'm not gonna have you. Like, fast forward, guys. I'm gonna skip through a lot of this movie because it was a mess. We have our first shopping montage of the movie. We have plenty of shopping montages, I have to say. We have a lot. But anyway, they have the first shopping montage. Oh, also, case in point, I mean, also highlighting on this issue of how rapey this movie is. I hate how Massimo basically, throughout the movie, he's very much like, listen, dude, I can rape you if I want to, but I'm not, which makes me a great person. Like, he literally like threatens rape. It is not explicit. He's not like saying it out loud, but he basically implies it. It's very much implied by my interpretation. It's very much implied, and I had so many problems with that. But anyway, they go shopping, and during the shopping montage, there's the scene in the fitting room where she's fitting a bra, and then she's like goes up to him all sexy, and then she's like goes to him, touches him, and then says, "You're not gonna get this." This is what confused me throughout. Like, she's so inconsistent. It's guys, I just don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Massimo goes crazy about that and he overreacts. And in that overreaction, the girl gets so scared, she runs out, and in running out, she bumps into the police and she's like, "Hey, I need help. I need help." She arrests the cops and she's like, "I need help. I need help." And the cops just like, look at her like she's crazy. And then the cops literally look at, then Massimo just comes along. And the cops look at him and like, "Hey, sir," because cops will never help a woman in crisis. When have cops helped a woman in crisis? Let us be totally honest. So I had no hope there either. And then Massimo's like, "Are you lost, baby girl?" A third time. This man and baby girl, I don't know, maybe, I think because the language barrier, because this movie is in 3 languages, by the way. There's Polish, there's Italian, and there's English. Very bad English. But anyway, move along, fast forward. I'm gonna skip through a lot of scenes, guys, honestly. Fast forward, we are having dinner. Laura is now like warming up basically to Massimo because Massimo said some stuff to her, but I'm not the monster, just like try. And now Laura is all flirty and all smiley. She's basically like warming up to him. And then he goes up to her and he says, "Teach me how to be gentle." Really? That is such a red flag. That is the reddest flag that I've ever seen. I hate it that it's always women that must like fix or that must rescue these bad men. This man is sad and he's broody. He got shot. He is a gangster, and I need this petite, quirky woman to come and save me from myself as a man. Like, really, women are there for way more than saving a man. Okay, what annoyed me about this movie is that there's really nothing happening. Like, there's literally no plot, and it's just a bunch of scenes put together. It's like we jumped from the house, now we're eating ice cream at this restaurant place, then I'm jumping into a fountain, then we're leaving, then we go shopping again. It's like a bunch of nothing, and it's just put together. I don't know, like, what the hell? I don't know. Afterwards, they go to the club, and in going to the club, she gets there and she's like, "I'm gonna be this rebel, bad girl, bad bitch." vibes, and at the club she gets flirty with this guy, and this guy is also handsy. Apparently people in Italy are too handsy, but this guy is handsy, and then Massimo gets all macho and is like, what are you doing? And then apparently that caused problem. Her being handsy with that guy caused problems because it would have Massimo in some sort of an argument with a rival family, and then because of this they have to go to the yacht. So they go on the yacht. We're now on the yacht because we're on his yacht, maybe because we have to see that this guy has got money and he can protect her, or whatever the case may be. But he's on there. They on the yacht now, and he's reprimanding her. Basically, she wakes up. She wakes up and she's like, what the hell are we doing here? And what did you do to the guy? Did you kill him? And then he's like, no, I shot his hands because you can't keep them to yourself. And he slut shames her, and he victim blames her. That turns into a fight. A lot is happening. And then Ugel falls out of the yacht and falls into the water. So this is where everything changes for the girl, because Massimo jumps after her and is like, saving her life, girl! And then she passes out again, because apparently when you have a heart problem you can't swim. And she passes out, and when she wakes up after passing out, she wakes up and he's like, that was so close. And she's like, oh, you saved me. And then he's like, yes, but why are you so disobedient? I don't understand. How am I supposed to be? You kidnapped me. I'm not supposed to be all happy and all hunky-dory. I'm not here by my own will, okay? I'm here because you took me without my permission. But anyway, because he saved her life, now a girl has melted, and she takes his hand, and in taking his hand, they bow chicka wow wow. I am not gonna lie, everyone in their life deserves that scene where they do it all over the years. I want that, but obviously with someone I have consented to, but I want that, and I think, yeah. Anyway, so we skip now because they've made so much love. Apparently they're in a relationship again, and now they're in a proper relationship. So we have another shopping montage, and they go to this ball, and this is where at this ball we get introduced to Anna, Massimo's ex. So now we're kind of reaching the peak of the story. So we introduced to Anna, Massimo's ex, and in being introduced to Anna, Massimo's ex, Anna reveals that Massimo left her as soon as he saw her. As soon as he saw Laura at the airport, because Massimo saw Laura at the airport. So as soon as he saw Laura at the airport, he was like, adios amigos. So we figure out that Massimo is also a fuckboy. Like, his character is atrocious, and he's like, oh, nothing's gonna happen to you. And then this Anna girl threatens to kill her because she's so precious and she means so much to Massimo. And apparently that is basically where the tension starts. So remember, he shot that other guy, increasing tension in family, rival families. He shot that other guy and out. So this is increasing tension as well. So in this increased, so much tension has increased. Laura's life is in so much danger. So he's like, she must go to Poland to her family. She must just go visit her family for a bit. So he lets her go to Poland, And in going to Poland, she gets there and she visits her friend that she went to the party with, and then she tells her friend the whole story. Her friend highlights the red flags and her friend is like, dude, this is not okay. But Laura's like, I'm in love. And I'm asking, how did you fall in love with this man? Because first of all, he's been treating you horribly so much. And second of all, he only took you shopping. Like, there was not even a montage where they're doing cute stuff like lunches and picnics and stuff to at least give us an idea of how they fell in love. How? As I said, I have so many questions. And then after having this conversation with her friend, they have another shopping montage. You guessed it. Another shopping montage. She gets this makeover and she's in this really bad blonde wig, which is why I'm wearing this gray. They're going to the club. They go to the club, they party it up, and guess who she bumps into? She bumps into Martin, who is her ex-boyfriend, the boyfriend lover that was so passionless. And in bumping to this ex-boyfriend lover, she's like, ugh, you know what, I don't even want to be here anymore, let me bounce. She bounces, boyfriend lover follows her. The men in this movie are a problem, honestly. Boyfriend lover follows her and they get to her apartment and she's like screaming at her boyfriend lover, and you would not believe who is sitting in the dark in her apartment. You guessed it, Massimo is sitting in there. How he got in, I do not know. But he's sitting there and he's like, listen dude, by the sounds of things, she doesn't want you here, so bounce. Guy leaves, Martin leaves, but she lovers, and they have passionate lovemaking. And that is where we get to the peak highlights of the story, where she says she doesn't need 365 days because within 2 months she has fallen in love with this dirtbag of a man. I have a problem with love being placed when there was no evidence or there was nothing to show us why or how they fell in love. But okay, girl is in love with her man. She's in love and they fall asleep and we wake up to her wearing a ring because now Massimo has asked her to marry her and she says yes. This movie. Ride home and she's talking about how she's gonna call him. So she calls him, and while she's on the ride home, we get into the shot where Massimo's uncle, who's been part of this movie throughout, gets a call that someone put a hit or someone's gonna kill Laura. So all of a sudden Massimo's uncle is rushing to get to Massimo. And we have this parallel. So she's driving and she's like, oh, I'm gonna tell him. And this uncle is trying by all means to rush, and he's rushing to try and get to Massimo on time. I don't know when they get on time, what they're gonna do, but he's rushing to get there. And then pan out, they in a tunnel. I think they're in a tunnel. And we don't see anything beyond the tunnel. We don't see inside the tunnel because we are at Massimo's house, and Ankile basically just looks at Massimo. I think now they telecommunicate. They like telepaths, looks at Massimo, and Massimo just kneels and he is on the ground because apparently he knows what that look meant. His uncle didn't say anything. His uncle didn't say anything, but he's on the ground. So, and then it goes black. Oh, and then we see the police cars outside the tunnel, and then it goes black. So I think that's like alluding to like, because it's like a cliffhanger type of, because we don't have it confirmed that Laura is dead. We just see police. So I think that's like alluding to some sort of a sequel. I don't think we need any more of these movies. And then it ends. It's like the worst ending ever. It is the worst ending ever. I don't understand why. I don't understand why the whole movie was made as a whole. But like this movie, guys, it was literally just a bunch of scenes put together and they were like, here you go. How it got approved and how it got taken by Netflix, I do not know. I don't know. My review on the movie, I give it like a 0 out of 10. Like, it's not even worth a score out of 10 because what the hell was that movie? Like, so much could have been done for that movie to be at least watchable. Like, the script is bad, the writing is bad, the premise is bad, there is no plot. It's like, I don't know, like, apparently I've learned about something new called Wattpad, which is apparently like kind of like fan fiction where fans basically write fiction and people make it into movies, and they need to stop. Let's change the formula. Change the formula. It is not it. Otherwise, that movie was bad. Its premise was bad. The only thing I enjoyed about the movie was the set. It really gave us great landscapes and great scenery. So I enjoyed the set. I kind of like enjoyed it because I really like it gave me a taste of what luxury looks like, and I definitely want that for my own life. But other than that, guys, there's nothing to that movie. If you still have not watched it, don't. That is my review, and this is my final look. There you go, guys. This is the final look of the review, and this is the face beat that was inspired by Laura, and that is my review. If you enjoyed it, please do say so in the comments, and please do not hesitate to tell me what else you'd like for me to watch so that I can review on my channel. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Please show me some love in the comments. Tell me what you enjoyed about this review. Tell me what else you'd like for me to review, and until next time, guys, toodles.